Every idea I treat as an experiment. That is the fundamental growth marketing mindset. Doing not random ideas, more systematically, and trying to prove with data that your instinct, your gut instinct was right. Always listen to your gut instinct and listen to the data, but check if you're actually on the right track. So experiments are the third step here. I have ideas, I've prioritized them on my growth board, now I turn them into experiments. The hardest part about this is to actually stick to your priorities. You wouldn't believe how often I'm drawn towards ideas that I like, towards the ones that I just think are the best through my ICE score. I will still sometimes do some of the ones I like because I don't want to be like a slave driver in front of me, a slave master for me. I want to have fun while doing it, but I need to balance that with the data-driven approach. So what I do then is I turn every idea into a hypothesis. So let's say the €100 per day budget for Facebook. The hypothesis would be I get more than 100 users per day from Facebook ads. Yeah, at a cost per acquisition lower than €1 and a conversion rate at more than 5%. That's my hypothesis. And setting that up in advance is really important for me because later you try to fool yourself why your idea was still great. Yeah, you need to do it in advance and then check does it make sense. So, and then I make sure that I can actually track the progress. I need to set up the analytics goals or events to be able to actually track it. And then I'm good if I'm 20% right. Yeah, 1 out of 5 tests need to work. That would be a great business improvement if I drive 50 ideas per year, yeah, which is absolutely reasonable to do. I would rather aim for like 100 to 150 ideas you can pull through per year. And if you're right on 20%, you got a winning business. Yeah, so you have to be patient with yourself and especially change your mindset that everything you're going to do, especially like design updates, that they are going to be an improvement. Most design updates are a regression. They make the conversion rate worse, sadly. Yeah? Jonas? No? Okay. So getting into that mindset and then just going for it. Don't ask for permission. Do it, and if you fail, ask for forgiveness. Yeah, but don't wait for your slow organization to become fast. You need to become the driving pirate of your organization. Yeah, and later the people who are higher up, they will either love or hate you for it. Yeah, and you need to find the stakeholder above you that will put their hands out and say like, yeah, he shows initiative. He can make some mistakes that other people cannot do. But that's to me the pirate spirit. Yeah, doing it and then asking for forgiveness. So, and then help your team to actually be able to do it. We had that discussion in the workshop. The ability to set up simple landing pages is one of the fundamental steps you need to enable. You need them for the live stream because they can't hear you.
Okay. You're just drawing this very romantic picture of don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. Have you worked for a corporate company yet?
Yes.
It's a very nice picture, and I love it. And we do things without asking for permission. But if you say don't move fast, I think it's not. It's a very nice picture that you put up here, but it's not realistic. You know, if you work for a corporate company, it's, you know.
I have to talk to some CEOs about this, and they have this big block of 1,000 slow people under them, and they are like, why can't they be a bit faster and more flexible?
Because they micromanage everyone,
no.
and they
don't. Not everybody. You need to find the person who is willing to do that. Yeah, and if you're in a slow organization, the not the middle management, but the really higher ups, they wish, for God's sake, that stuff would go quicker in their organization. but people have become stuck and slow in their ways. I'm not saying that you can do everything. You have to differentiate between hard lines and soft lines. You have to know where the hard lines are, for example, with data privacy.
I think I know what you mean, and I really like it, and I agree partially on that. But I think in especially when you go into creating ideas and being really fast, and we do have, as a corporate company, we do have design thinking methods. They really help, and they move and we move quicker. But even though if you work for a big corporate company, they're slow. But it's still nice what you've drawn there.
No. I'm doing this with AXA, with E.ON, with DHL, and they are a bit scared. Like the people are sometimes like, Ben, am I allowed to enter the room? Yeah, they're like this, and then they come in when I say, you can come in. But they are so happy that someone is pushing it within their organization.
What's also flashing is our generation.
That as well. Yeah.
You know, there's a clash of generations at the moment.
Yeah.
Even in corporate companies. So I think this is a big thing as well.
That's true, and it's very part of you to obviously like disagree with me here, and I love you for that. But this tribe, they are the ones pushing it. Yeah, no, just making it clear, it's not against you, but this is us. It's our job to be the ones pushing it, not over the top. I'm not saying that at all. Yeah, be smart, play within the means. In a corporate, that's more like a dance than a brute force attack. Yeah, you need to be able to have that political finesse and work with that. But that is part of being a smart growth marketer in a bigger company, to manage the politics in a good way. I'm going to talk about stakeholder management in a little bit. It's super important what you have been saying. 100% agree. But we are the ones pushing the envelope. Okay. So then there's always the big question, should I be very sciencey about my experiments? Everything with high statistical significance? Or do I want to throw some spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks? Yeah. My opinion on that is, if you have little traffic or a few sales in a high-ticket B2B company, definitely go for the spaghetti approach in the beginning. It will give you much more progress in the beginning, where you have a lot of quick wins, yet in your whole customer journey. You can do 3 experiments on the same landing page at once. It doesn't matter. You will later be able to figure out what was successful and what not. And the more traffic you have, and the more optimized your system is, the more scientific you need to be and actually go into statistical significance, yeah, in order to make the improvements. And if you have a large amount of traffic, why not always do statistic significance, yeah, and do 6 experiments at the same time? You can easily afford it. But how many of us have less than 100,000 people on their website per month? Less than 100,000 people on their website. Yeah, that is most of us. That is the reality, yeah, that we live in. And if you are in the lucky situation, go for more science. But in the beginning, spaghetti on the wall, lots of experiments. Quantity is way more important than quality, until you have got rid of all the quick fixes. Yeah, there are so many quick fixes you can do, and if you wait, oh yeah, did that experiment finish? How was the result? 2 weeks later, I did my optimized conversion A/B testing cycle for 2 weeks. No, you're moving too slow. Yeah, and then the bigger you get, the more scientific you can measure it. And I love the math behind it. It's my game, definitely. But as a practical founder, yeah, it's not in the very beginning. Be just practical, experiment, and if it feels like an improvement, just call it an improvement in the beginning, and then look for the real data. Yeah? You first of all have to be able to measure it properly. Yeah, so that is my opinion in here. One example is, this is an app install focused case study where we just tried a lot of different target groups with the same ad, like women in Munich, clustered with the groups with lookalike audiences based on different core audiences, like installs, highly active installs, people who are just engaged on Facebook. And here over time you will see like that the app installs here for this group are the cheapest, 53 cents per install. Here for the Düsseldorf women 13 to 54 who are based on the lookalike audience from the installs. I didn't know that before. Yeah, I need to throw a lot of spaghetti on the wall, see what sticks, and then go in that direction. Yeah, take that information and keep going in that way. If I only look at the click prices or the CPM, I will never see the truth. Yeah, the truth is even behind the install. What happens after that? Yeah, but I at least need to see through the first difficult conversion people have to jump through. I need to see that very clearly in all of my advertising. And otherwise, I don't feel confident in really optimizing a campaign. Yeah. By the way, have you guys changed to real purchase events? Not yet? Working on it? Okay. Yeah, we can work on that. Okay, so experiments are now the reality checks for your ideas. Ideas are the steps in the promising direction, and every experiment, the results are the reality checks. Am I going to the right direction, or do I happen to go into the wrong direction suddenly? Which happens 4 out of 5 times. Totally fine. You need to be right 20% of the time or a bit better. That's good enough. Yeah, for me, if they are small stakes experiments. If you do high stakes experiments, you better be right more like 80% of the time. Yeah, when you're asking yourself, where am I investing the next 10K per day? Yeah. Okay. So that's the third element.